is a comic review. It is purely about the finished work and any of the actions, opinions, family pets, weird interests, terrible cooking skills, or otherwise are not taken into account. This is just about the finished work, guys. We don't need to hear about all of their weird internet search history.
Hey guys, StarCraft here, and continuing with my X-Men The End books, we're getting into now Book 2, Heroes and Martyrs. Different location today, but tomorrow, because I'm just working from home, but I figured I had a little bit of time. Anyway, we open up right away with the fallout of the last 6 issues, with the mansion utterly destroyed, blown away. No kidding. As well, they're basically going over, once again, a re-summary of everything about the X-Men. Yeah, those who didn't follow the first 6 mini issues, they're now paying attention now. Basically, they're even saying this is their own Pearl Harbor. Interesting metaphor. But now here comes one point that I really did not like. Well, first of all, Northstar died while trying to save Cyclops. But then here's the big one. You see the remaining X-Force running forward, and they see Wolverine as Domino hugs him, but then she gets stabbed. It's not Domino. And Farrell was her name. Farrell we see get killed, as does, well, just pretty much everyone else. He kills, this WarSkrull kills off Cannonbolt and Farrell and Domino. And I did not like that. That was cruel, just for the sake of being cruel. Just like, gone. Things like that. We didn't actually see Dark Beast from Age of Apocalypse. Haven't seen him in ages. And yeah, we do see Mr. Sinister, who has grabbed a hold of Gambit. As again, everyone is just, oh yeah, we're having, and they have Northstar go and be in peace with the rest of Alpha Flight, who apparently have died by this point. Just a moment. Sorry about that. Realized I had my camera upside down. Makes holding the angles a lot wonkier. Like I told you before, Madeline Pryor is taken over for Dust. So, hold on a second. Too bright, too bright. Let's see if this helps at least a little. Yep, there we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, she's as Dust, trying to console and help out Scott. As we have the real Wolverine and Storm arrive. As basically, they were attacked. Then we see what appears to be Domino heading in towards Xavier when Callisto attacks. And you have a point where Phoenix is wondering either Callisto's gone crazy or Xavier's under attack. As it turns out, it's one of the WarSkrulls coming in. As we end the first issue, going in the second one, the WarSkrull tries to enter into Charles's mind, but then Psylocke comes in. Fox, I think, has always been one of Claremont's favorites because he loves using her so much. But yeah, they take her and they find Callisto dead. And this has been made very clear that, yeah, anything, she had to kill him and everything. And he's like, I could have taken care of myself, so could Callisto. And she apologized, saying I got sloppy. And then they explain about how they were attacked as well. Eventually, then you have everyone reunite. Kitty, Emma, and Rogue, they all run to find out what's happened as they're trying to regroup, figuring out what's happening, what's going on, why did this happen. Kitty's trying to help out as much as she can, but then she's reminded about her, this is taken away from her campaign. Her opponents even pointing out, saying, see, she will just drop her mayoral duties, her duties, if she has no, and if it's a mutant issue. Realizing she has to prove otherwise, as yeah. And then we have it be like another person, another WarSkrull trying to attack, and his and Beast had married, in this case, Cecilia, the woman who's going to be in the New Mutants movie, and she defends herself, but she's dying. And on again, you just have Magma taking out some of the WarSkrulls. Again, they are constantly still being attacked for these first few issues. As again, these WarSkrulls just keep on coming, taking out some X-Men, but while they're also being taken out. It is just a disaster. Banshee's dead. Kid Colossus is in critical. It's obviously put in there because Peter is still dead by the time this was written. It's then Kitty has to go back, so she does. We're already halfway through, and now a lot has happened. As we get back to Illiandra, she's reminiscing of growing up with her mother. And then her being sent out, put in a pod and sent away. I really wish I could put on some lights in here, guys. I really do, but it would be way too glaringly bright. But yeah, she's talking with Jean about, stuff. I go into details, but really in the end, it's not that point. It doesn't really have much of a point. Hold on a second. Okay, let's see if this is any better. Sorry, guys. Just trying to get the right lighting in this place when the light is not so great outside. As they're trying to, we're basically just stuck in seeing what's going on in space. Illiandra is running around shooting at something, and she makes it to a ship that might have some they're inside the ship. Sorry, that they are currently on. And we all of a sudden get Jean is starting to reminisce and stuff from Nocturne, her and her band and everything. But then eventually it leads to a point when Nocturne was kept enslaved along with some of the other members of her team with one of those big blue guys. Jeez. Sorry about this. But yeah, he's apparently making a deal with Illiandra of all people. As it's revealed how in another universe there are still brood and they want to bring him through. Illiandra is showing to be very malicious and evil. Like, I will if I have to bankrupt the Shi'Ar Empire, we'll just conquer the next system over. But of course, they get to go from one universe to another. You need to hide it in someone. So she offers her sister. As then, right at that same moment, you have Illiandra make it down below until she finds, her mother. As she then runs and gives her a hug, just overjoyed, until she's been pricked and poked, and then her mother turns into a brood before being destroyed. Yeah, wow! Now eventually they're able to help Nocturne out, while Illiandra keeps what happened to herself as a secret. Then we basically lead into X-23, M, Wolverine, and Marvel Girl are all looking at what happened back at with X-Force, trying to figure out everything. But and at the same time, they basically watch. Rachel starts to figure everything out until she opens up a little wormhole that they can go follow through. Everyone is still Scott is still reeling from everything. As he's talking with Dust, he reminisces about Madeline. It's simple, and it's made very clear on he knows who she is, but doesn't say much about it. I showed the point. It turned out Sinister had abducted the Summers kids. Obviously, he has this weird fascination with the Summers children. Then, apparently Cecilia is not dead. My mistake. It was she was just unconscious, it looks like. But I love this little bit where you see little chibi versions because that's how Emma's retreating to her mind and she's starting to hallucinate things. You feel bad for her. Bobby's pacing back and forth, on making a whole lot of ice. As we start to have a point where someone throws a brick at Kitty's head. It almost starts to cause a riot, but she then gets up and starts basically saying, no, this is not the way. Then I love some of these things about just saying, what does that, I gotta ask why. What does that change about me? Wherein does it make it different? Except that maybe I don't have to open my door when I forget my keys or race to the bathroom. Hey, laughter is good. Put things in perspective. And then she tells people, cast your boats. Bricks will be keeping for building houses. I do love the kitty stuff in all this, at least. He definitely really gets it. And Chris Claremont really gets and understands everything. As, with Kitty. As now we start to have a bit more with Sinister and Gambit as they're talking things over, while the kids are also trying to plan things out. Yeah, and then of course, unfortunately, after they ran through, Wolverine and the others were all captured, of course. Back to Danny Moonstar, she's still constantly bombarded with, it turns out Sinister is working with the people that have a hold of her. As we then have Rogue is taking on a bit of Emma's powers and everything. At the same time, eventually Danny dies. She dies because of all the stuff that's been done to her. And then she has a vision of Hela. At the same time, we finally find out about Gambit's origins and Serge Summers' brother. Sinister is his father. Or rather, Gambit is one of Sinister's clones. And turns out, the ties of Summers' brothers, genetics. He was a fusion of of Summers and Sinister's DNA. But yeah, basically starts the next issue is all of his origins and everything. How he would put a stone in other people's foreheads and everything. When he first did it, he eventually sired a child. Mother died, and he put it into his son's body once he became of age. And he would just keep doing that over and over and over again until one of them was taken away and given up. So that eventually led into where Gambit came about. And then we started having all of the, the captured mutants are having, X-Men are having hallucinations until Gambit starts to come, attack, wanting to stop everything. Yeah, he is putting up a great, valiant fight, just getting away, just running, getting the kids out of there, and he does. But then Rogue finally sent from one of Scott and Emma's kids, sent to something and contacts Rogue as she flies in, trying to get help out more. In one of Wolverine's dreams, we see Jean connects to him and helps him out. At the same time, Danny Moonstar has become the new Valkyrie, and she starts, ready to attack the bases. As we start getting into the big debate for Kitty and who she's running against. As I love this bit, like, I'm a monster, I'm a mutant. She's not hiding it, but she's making it clear why should that be any different. As Rogue flies, makes her way in, flies in. I find that grin a little weird. To find, the kids, she's so happy to see them. All the while, Danny's attacking, everything from the inside. We still have a moment where she meets up with Gambit, but then she heads back to, rebuild the Rainbow Bridge and see where things go. Everyone is attacking Sinister's compound, just bringing it all down. You have a point where you have, Cable, still controlled by Terax, attacking Rachel, his sister, but he's able to use her powers to heat things up and burn out basically everything, regain it, give him control. So many of Sinister's forces from the last issue are finally getting taken down, including the one in Storm, who Rogue takes out. But then she meets up with Gambit, only it's not. It's Sinister, as he runs her right through. But then Rogue, who was there the whole time, runs in and kills Sinister. At the same time, you also have Dark Beast, and it turns out she was Dark Beast this whole time in disguise. But then Rogue does die, but asks for one last kiss and this very tearful goodbye. No. Then he realizes what he can do, what he has to do. He has to take over Sinister's spot because it would be genetic, and basically, you know, find a way to figure out who was Sinister working for, what was this about. And when Mystique says, I can do it, she's like, no, you stay with the kids, and for Anna's sake. And basically makes it clear that yeah, they have psychics and everything, you know, among other things, and you can do the job better. They understand about shapeshifters. It has to be him. Meanwhile, it turns out Rachel did not purge the Phalanx disease, virus, but was able to still keep control. And at least it'll give him a good and disguise look. Meanwhile, at the same time, Rachel sends word out to Kitty that they're all leaving and they may not coming back as we end this miniseries. And I gotta say, it's a bit more straightforward, them dealing with the aftermath of the last mini and yet finally wrapping up the stuff with Sinister, but it still meanders a little bit. It resolves plot points, but doesn't set up anything until the next one. And I guess the next one is where things just go right off to the races. As far as like it sets up Illiandra's apparently gone evil, things like that. It's just, again, all over the place, all wonky, but again, it's Claremont closing the door on so many things. So tomorrow I'll be in talking about the final book, and then I'll start talking about the ends that'll be coming out tomorrow. So until then, I'll catch you guys later.